Hello everyone, and today we are going to discuss something which is a part of my new so-called series. Like it's known as weekly rundown or weekly coding rundown to be more precise. We are going to discuss what happened during this week, basically, like how all the problems were and what were the contests that were the part of the world this weekend or this week, which the New Year week to be precise, and what are the problems and what are exciting problems you can try if you haven't tried, and what you exciting problems you can upsolve and get away with, like how you can improve and what particular things you can look at. So there were a lot of contests. One was this div 4 918 div 4. Then there was goodbye. I will discuss it in the last because it was very controversial contest. It was weekend. The last contest was this, which I couldn't give because it was 8 a.m. in the morning. Though I tried the problems, and I will definitely suggest what you can try and not. It was weekly contest of Leetcode. And another contest which I missed due to goodbye was this Codechef December, and it had pretty good problems to be very honest. And I liked that contest as well when I've solved it. And another one is GFG weekly contest. I didn't solve it or didn't. I just tried the problems, and there were four problems, and the last two were pretty good. They had something nice concept which you must know actually, and can be asked in OS of the OS of the companies as well. Another one was this Bi-wizard contest. It was a school coding tournament type of thing, but it was good. I also achieved a rank that is like unnecessary rank, but the problems were good. I remember the last problem is pretty good. Like it is a really good dynamic programming problem. It's pretty easy to observe as well that it is dynamic programming, but the states and transitions are very beautiful. Another one which I gave was status 114, where I didn't perform very well, but it was good. Like I just hate these game problems where there is an ice and bob and they just keep on shuffling with the stones. I just hate the problems, and therefore I was very close with the solution. I just ended up on a edge case of n equal to 1, and we should start with starters 114 only, as it was the very first contest, I would say, of the week. It was on Wednesday, and I think this contest was just before Wednesday or around Wednesday or before that. I don't think, but yeah, I will discuss with Codechef. Yeah, I like it, Codechef. So first problem was Christmas candy, and the first two problems are diff 2 candidate. If you are around 4 star or 5 star, they are just waste. Like they are pretty easy. Though I liked this rock paper scissors problem. It had a pretty nice constructive way of dealing things, and this thing I also saw in a diff 4 problem as well, which I would like to share. Like there's a way or a technique that you go about these constructive problems, and I would definitely suggest to go all these problems which I'm just suggesting right now. If you literally want to try out problems and explore the world of competitive programming, these problems will make your goal. Like if you don't have a lot of problems to practice, or you just search problems according to the rating, and you need practice, and these are problems you can try out. Like these are pretty good, and let's open your mind and open your thought process. And another problem was yet another matrix problem. It was like a waste problem, I would say. Like I hate game problems, but I just hate these constructives when you have to construct a matrix, and I didn't even attempt this problem. Like I didn't go about this problem. And the another was this tree problem or graph problem, and like I love trees and graphs. So yeah, this is one of the easiest problems I have seen. Though I was quite late in doing it, only because I didn't initialize a variable with, I didn't initialize it with maximum, but initialize it with 0, and didn't also notice because sample test cases or the sample cases were so weak that it always passing the samples, and like and pretty much I gave up on this problem, and then like out of nowhere I saw that error and just rectified it. So yeah, I would definitely suggest to try chef and tag. Like if you don't know graphs or trees, just study that, and simple DFS is required. Like most of the problems of graphs and trees required DFS with depth first search, and you just have to see that how depth first search works, how you can stop at different nodes, how much time you should stop at different nodes, what you should compute at different nodes, and all that stuff is required for going about these problems. Like it is, I would say it is a very easy problem according to my level, but it is a very like doable problem. Like you should always try it, because DFS problems which have this unique DFS thing, the simple DFS and stopping at nodes and calculating things, it's really fun. And these are actually a mid problem, I would say, medium problems, which help you get ranks in contests, I would say. Like, see, I just, it's about like I solved the hardest problem here. If you just leave this problem, of course this was really hard, this is a really hard problem. And this is also a tree graph problem, as far as I remember reading it after the contest. Yeah, it is also a very good problem. It's like very tough problem according to me. uh, I would say pretty much done, because yeah, you can discuss this game and a problem. I could just suggest you ways to solve this. Just keep getting the sum thing, and I just open this problem. I was able to get an AC after the contest. I remember, yeah, I've solved this problem. And what was the thing about this? Yeah, I was missing this case. I remember. I don't also understand it, why this case was required to judge me. Like, I solved most of the problems. So yeah, the point is this, like, the crux of the problem, if you want me to explain, you should try it. But the crux of the problem is, think, the parity thing is very important. Just think about it. How does the operations of a particular person changes the values in the array? Just think over this line again and again, or changes the array as a whole. Like, think over this, and you will be able to come up with a beautiful solution of this problem. Like, yeah, it's a game problem, and I think this is a way more constructive problems. I don't see any constructive problems which are like more than game problems. So you should just try and construct a solution as far as possible, and like without hints, without solutions. And if you don't, then of course there are tutorials, there are solutions, and anything in the comments, like I would definitely happy to answer. So we are closing with the starters, and next contest I would discuss with TIFO. So yeah, I was able to solve, I guess, 6 problems, and I just again encountered a very beautiful error of mine, which I have this with the extra problems. So yeah, G was, I would say, for anyone in the range of my, like, specialist or expert, they should try only G. And I would say E, F, G they can try, they are pretty good problems. And I remember in D there's a technique that I would say, like, try going about the problem from not from left to right. Like, when you iterate over a string, you iterate over an array, we always think about, okay, अगर starting से करेंगे तो क्या होगा. Like, we go about that from 0th index to the last index. Just try going from the back, and it will solve most of the problems. Like, you would see the patterns, you will be able to construct solutions, you will be able to hold on solutions. Like, basically there are many things that can be changing from the prefix, but from the suffix you can actually construct the answer without worrying about changing things, which was in this case. Like, if you are going from the prefix, you have to again and again check that, okay, consonant, vowel. Acha, now two choices: either I can change consonant vowel, or I can take consonant vowel consonant if it is a consonant. But from the back there are no choices. Either it's a consonant, then you take the 3. If it is a vowel, you take 2. Are you getting my point? Like, this was the main crux of solving this problem very fast. It's a very easy problem, but still. Next I will discuss this E problem. Actually, problems like this, like problem E, is very much famous in many online assessments of many companies. I remember one online assessment of Intuit, where there was a problem on this prefix sum, where we wanted that in an array or in a sub array, we wanted a longest sub array, I guess, where we want the number of ones and number of zeros ratio to be some x is to y. So it is like this, that we want a sub array here. We only want to tell whether there exists a sub array. We can solve it for the longest as well. We just have to tell whether there exists a sub array where the odd indices sum is equal to the even indices sum. So pretty much I can explain this problem here it well, like here on the point I can explain this problem. Just look at this equation. Okay, now just take all the indexes that are on the right to the left part. So it is al minus al plus 1 plus al plus 2 plus minus al plus 3 plus al plus 4 minus al plus 5 till r equal to 0. So basically you want a sub array where the sum of odd indexes elements and the sum of even indexes elements are like their sum is 0. So just take the array, replace, just hold on to a particular index, maybe odd or even, just replace their signs, and just like take another map, not another map because it will blow up in these type of solutions because it is CF, not Leetcode. Yeah, so don't take another map, take a map, and just compute what is a sum, current running sum, which I have done. Like, a running sum can be maintained easily. and it is a pretty like cliche thing now. This thing is a very cliche thing. I happen to write it, like I don't know how much time I've written this thing. Like, take it, like you have a thing called 0 in your cell running sum, and whenever you're running sum is greater than 0 basically, and you have a point, basically you want two prefixes who are greater, whose sum are equal, and this means that prefix of r and prefix of l is equal. Then prefix of r minus prefix of l, which is a sub-array sum from l to r, is equal to 0, and this pretty much like explains two mathematical equations. Yeah, that is it. Another problem I would like is greetings actually. If you don't know merge sort or merge sort tree and all that stuff, then greetings is a good problem for using STL, and especially policy based data structures, I would say, which is, I would say, like ordered set or PBDS, which is like known as, and it is a like classic problem of using PBDS. Like, they want to use PBDS, and I've seen this twice. There was a diff 4 in May 2022, I remember, where the last problem H wanted some intersection between the points, and we have to just iterate over the points, and for a point we just have to find the order of the current point, which is how many points in the set are less than me, or are like before me, how many points are less than me. So that these type of thing in an ordered way, which PBDS provides, because operating the sets basically on normal sets, your arithmetic operators don't work on the iterators, which you like. You can get the iterator of lower bound and upper bound, but you can't perform arithmetic operations on these iterators. So for this, I guess PBDS is there, which helps, which gives you, like, there is an internal implementation in the STL, and it gives you the right like answer of these things. And another thing is uh, the favorite problem of mine, which is Dijkstra, which is I would like to call these problems Dijkstra with a twist, and it was definitely a Dijkstra with a twist, and I, like, you can see what I have done. It is accepted and wrong answer, because I kept on trying the solution which I had in my mind, like why it is giving wrong. Then even it is was accepted, I was hacked. Then I go and go and again to my solution basically. And it is a very beautiful problem of Dijkstra with a twist. Like, first you should know Dijkstra, and then you should know what actually happens in a Dijkstra, and then you should be able to like either construct the graph from the given problem, which is pretty straightforward, and I really want you to attempt this problem yourself, and like give how much time it is required, like give this problem and solve it. And another thing is, like, either you can construct the problem, as I will reiterate this thing, either you can construct the problem like graph and solve the problem using Dijkstra, or you can just have things like basically what you need at a particular node, like the states, or the basically the things that you need at a particular state, that can be inputted in the Dijkstra thing. Like, you should be knowing how Dijkstra work and what I am talking about, and what does the state represent here, and through that you can just keep on doing what Dijkstra does, and at every node you can compute the answer. So there are two beautiful ways to solve this problem. The second one is more good according to me, and better basically according to me, because even if the like the values are here less, like you can observe there's thousand, basically they are talking about the dense graph, but even because that state thing is also valid in cases of a sparse graph. In a sparse graph, the edges, or sorry, the nodes go up to 1 5, and there your this thing of creating a graph thing will blow up, because creating a graph between nodes require n square o of n square time complexity. So yeah, so you should try and think of it extra, and it's a very graphic problem, I would say, and it's a nice problem, I would say. Yeah, you can try this problem definitely. Then we would move to this Bi-wizard problem, Bi-wizard contest. The first problem is way too easy. The second problem is also beautiful. It's not an easy problem, I would say. I would say it's a good problem, I would say. Yeah. So basically, I would try to like not give you solution, like you can see, but you should try it once. Like, how far someone can hide, there's a lot of submissions, so you should try the problem at once. It's a very classic problem basically, but with a twist, I would say, and I think I have seen this problem somewhere, or no, I don't remember, but I solved it in the contest. So yeah, so there was a stick, like you have sticks, n sticks, and there are sticks, every stick has some length known as L of I, and now you have some cost associated with each other stick. Now you want to make each all the sticks length equal. Either you can decrease the length or increase the length by 1 unit, and then you have a cost for that, and you have to find the minimum cost to make all the sticks length equal, and you have a cost for every stick, like every ith stick has a cost associated with it of every any operation you do on it. So basically, if the costs were not there, basically I will tell you the classic problem which is available. If the cost was not there associated with every stick, then the answer would be just try to make all the length of the sticks, like all the lengths, equal to the median of the array, or median of all the lengths. So if you have an array which have n sticks, you calculate the median of this array, basically median of the values of the lengths, and then try making the try making all the stick lengths equal to the median by increasing one or decreasing one, or the difference, basically difference with the median, and sum it up, and that's your answer, and that's the minimum answer always. Always and always, when you have some n different values and you want to make them equal, you will always make them equal to the median of the array, because only that thing requires the minimum number of operations. And this thing has a proof, mathematical proof, and you must have read about median thing. So median is what? The best value, the middle value. So yeah, attaining that best value is only the minimum. Now here's a twist to the problem, that because in this case that thing not works, like it does not work at all. I have this proof, I have these submissions. Basically, yeah, I improved on the submission, but here I had the first submission was using this concept of median, but it blew up because there were so many test cases where it was not working, and I could easily guess the edge cases. Basically, here the cost is a thing. So basically, you can attempt of making a stick equal to a median, but it would have a lot of higher cost of even decreasing or increasing the length of that stick by 1 unit. So you won't be even touching that won't be even touching the stick with higher cost. So basically, yeah, so basically I would say this problem teaches you to do greedily complete search. And this was a problem in Codechef as well. Problem, I as far as I remember, there was a problem in some long challenge, I remember, or some contest. It was based on some chutki and beam thing, and I remember the problem name or tag was also chutki of in Codechef. I remember chutki Codechef problem. It was in 2021. I problem. Yeah, save chutki. I guess this is only the problem. As far as I remember. And if I have the solution, then this is the problem. No, this is not the problem. Or yeah, this is the problem. I remember this problem. I must have given it some account in the first year or something. But as far as I remember, this was the problem. As far as I remember, yeah, this was a problem. It was in some long challenge or code mat. So it was in code mat. Yeah, it was in 2021. Yeah, this is a problem. That safe should key problem. Which number problem is this? Yeah, it has a decent number of solutions. Basically, yeah, it will teach you how to like attempt the problems of complete search. And yeah, this is a problem that you can try, safe chutki. And this is very similar to this stick problem. No, not very similar. This has this logic, but the concept is similar, I would say. The ideas are different, but the concept, the underlying concept of doing a greedily complete search, when you just can't decide an optimal answer, or just can't decide your greedy solution, that okay, this way or this greedy way will give you the optimal thing, but you know that through your tools, or through your imagination, or through your some tools, like what you have learned, like they can be sparse table, prefix, sum, segment tree, anything, you can do a thing that you can store something, and for the rest of the thing you can compute on the way for complete search of every index. That's the idea I'm talking about. Yeah, you should definitely try this problem. And the third problem is way beautiful. It's a very beautiful problem, like literally very beautiful problem. And I would say, like, the only thing they had done best is reduce the constraint, but constraints can easily be increased, and the problem would withstand, because not very much increase, you can increase a little bit, like you can just take it on the edge of 1e8 computations of C++, and you can easily go about this problem, that there can be 2-3 optimizations in the iterative way, because it's a classic, I would not say classic, but it's a very good dynamic programming problem. Like I would try to say that the transitions, the logic, the state's definition, the state definition is, I think, so intuitive, but the transitions are beautiful though. Yeah, transitions are beautiful. Yeah, it's a very good problem of like dynamic programming, and basically it's on strings, and uh, like strings problems on dynamic programming are way too beautiful. Like yeah, this is a good problem. I also, yeah, this can be like, I think this is a perfect problem for a good online assessment, like in an online assessment of a very hefty competitive programming company, like that has good problems. basically in their online assessments, unlike Amazon. Sorry, but yeah, so they can ask this problem as a last problem, and that can be a game changer if you are in like top tier colleges because they are good students. Yeah. Another thing I would talk about is weekly contest of coding. This was the last contest, I guess, because second last was this, which was in the morning on 31st, and it was in the night of 31st, 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. I don't know. I didn't give both this concept because on the night of 31st I was just wandering around. Yeah. So I would say both these problems, geeks and buildings and minimum passes, share the same idea basically. And I would say one thing, that if you know some things about NGR, NGL, basically next greater right, next greater left, and using the monotonic stack, like not only using that what is the computation it is giving to me, but also using it, like what is happening when you are using monotonic stack, what are the results that are being generated or being discarded or being stored. If you know how that black box thing monotonic stack works, then you would be able to solve these two problems in a blink, because second one though uses everything that a monotonic stack is all about. But the first problem is basically calculating NGR and NGL. I would definitely ask you to try both these problems implementation. I've given the hints of NGR and NGL here and monotonic stack here, and the rest of the two problems were way too easy to discuss even. Yeah, they were way too easy, and I remember these type of problems pop up a very last time. Like geeks and buildings is a very I would say a problem like this also was there in the online assessment of a company uh, which visited my college itself. Yeah, and minimum passes is just a beautiful problem, I would say. Yeah, I would just close this down. You should try it. Now going to the Newton school, I would definitely, because the level of the problems were difficult, no doubt, and not only the level of the problems, but the participation. I also know that participation was less, but I would just try to show you one thing, that all the big people like attempted this contest, and as far as I remember, I was giving diff 4 at this point. No, yeah, it was in Wednesday. I was giving the Codechef, and definitely it was on Wednesday. I was giving Codechef, Kenati, like Nishank, and like Aryan sir. All these people were giving this contest of Newton, and they made the right decision because this contest was beautiful. Problems were very good. Problems were like really good conceptual problems, really good implementation problems, and really good technique problems. Basically, you really want to learn the techniques basically at one point or another, like how they are thinking so fast. So these techniques, the underlying techniques which form the base of so many problems, can be seen here. Like here you can see dynamic programming, here you can see range problems, here you can see some concept on graph which is just a greedy concept, here you can see a tough problem, here you can see an unsolvable problem. So this contest had everything, and I pretty much solved three problems up solving. And I tried solving, I'll not enjoyed, but it was a dynamic programming with probability and expected values, the fourth problem which I solved. I would say that before solving, you should be knowing dynamic programming, you should be knowing modulus operations, and you should be knowing, I would say, because the recurrence is very easy according to me, and you should be knowing, like if the values are less, or if the values are some number like finite values, and you are using dynamic programming on some sort of game or conditions or probability being played, then how to store answers. Because I would say the last part is not to go about answering everything but storing everything to answer in the future, I would say, like this. Yeah, so this is a very good problem, I would say. This is a very nice problem. It was like a blink of, like it was in a blink of second I would able to think, and a minute I would able to answer. But it's a very, I saw people getting a wrong answer in this problem, and they were very confused about how to go about this problem. So you really need to good with like number theory. It's a very number theory concept, easy number theory concept, right? It has nothing to do with graph, but it has to do with what you think a graph can be made, like that, if you are getting any sense. And this problem is like beautiful, like the piggy bank problem is beautiful. Range minimization is which it is a very, according to me, it's a very good greedy problem. I just read it and I was able to think that okay, greedy will work, but I wasn't able to get to an optimal solution. I was not able to only like solve it. Like it's it's somewhere difficult for me. I would definitely attempt it again. And this piggy bank problem is good. It has dynamic programming and expected value. I'm reiterating these things because probability and expected value and dynamic programming appear in online assessments. In front of me, it has appeared in coordination online assessment. It appeared twice, and it also appeared in the coordination countrywide contest, which was Codegon. It also appeared in, as far as I know, it appeared in media.net online assessment as well. Yeah, so like it was a beautiful problem. Like you should be knowing how to deal with modulus operations in the assessment where you don't have templates. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Recurrence and dynamic programming of story answers. These three concepts are involved in this problem, and that is it. Like I've personally, I feel this was the contest of the week for me. Code Rush. The problems down there are really good. Like I will definitely try them and learn from them. I'm also improving, right? Now coming back to the classic weekly contest of Leetcode, which happens every week, I was not able to give it. Like I don't even know whether I will be able to anytime give it Leetcode because of their timings. Like 8 a.m. in the morning, man, no, it's very tough at this moment. I did read the problems and I came upon this beautiful problem. The last problem, it's way too tough, way too casework. Like there's so much of casework in this problem, I would say. And this was like one of the beautiful problems. Like I was just thinking about that if there was no strings but like palindrome or numbers, yeah, it would also be good because we have 10 digits. Strings, we have 26 alphabets. This is a hint I am going to give you about, because this was the on these lines only I was thinking. I have not able to solve the problem right now, but I know, like I will be able, like I will definitely be look into the editorial and able to get it, because I'm like somewhere near the problem, because I'm able to like solve 2 to 3 caseworks, and I definitely know there are 5 to 6. And like it's a it is not something which requires a lot of thing, like you would say wrapping carb, some was saying hashing. They are just overkill. Let's try to solve the problems with your logic and your intuition without the tools that are out there, because that which make your constructives very strong, because it is a very beautiful constructive problem, and which is very intuitive as well. Like such a simple thing they ask, like so- whether a string can become substring, a string can become a palindrome after 2 operations, that is rearranging the substring a to b and rearranging the substring c to d. That is it. Yes, this is the what they have asked. And there are online queries, no, there are offline queries because you are available given to them, but you have to solve them online because you can't compute for each query. Yeah. So I would just sum up this contest, because this was the only problem I found it pretty good. This and this are like way too simple. Both the problems are way too simple. In this problem you must be familiar with this structure. If you're not, you should be available, like familiar with this structure, I would say. This is a very beautiful thing. You should be similar with this data structure, like yeah, map of vector. Yeah, it is a map of vector, and it is used in so many places. You should be very familiar with this data structure. It actually solves a lot of things in many of the contests. Like start using this little seriously, start using this. I call like to call it a store, because at every position it stores for me something a of I dot push back I. Like for every value I store the indexes, I can store the values, I can store anything. Like it's a very good data structure, uh, like which is a merger of 2 data structures. You can have q or any associative data structure here, but I prefer vector. I can implement q and stack through vector as well. Yeah, so yeah, if you know this, then these problems are just cakewalk for you. This problem is just a waste of time. Yeah, but these problems are just cakewalk if you can solve this. And with this I will wrap up this Leetcode contest. Yeah, you should attempt Leetcode if you can. Problems are good. Don't just go about solving daily problems and sticking on it. Contest is the way. Like it's like saying that I like solving daily problems, but I don't like to give contest. It's like saying that I like to do net practice only. I don't want to play the real match. You have to play the real match, like not now, but afterwards. You have to play at one point in your life. So be ready for that. So just play these net practices, which are actually like Ranji trophies, before playing any World Cup or IPL. Like I'm giving the examples of cricket, but I am a football fan, so sorry. Yeah. So yeah, this is a really good problem. Now we will move on to the most controversial contest, which made the headlines over all the Codeforces and coding community in general. And this is your beloved Goodbye 2023, the most awaited contest, I would say, because it's Goodbye 2023. It's on the platform known as Codeforces, and the largest platform of competitive programming right now. Like it has a lot of participation. You can easily see the participation. You can easily see the participation. Like it was 30,000. Like man, 40,000 or 50,000 people give CLAT in this nation. 30,000 are attempting. Like I know this is worldwide, but it's a lot because, and also for people who were saying competitive programming has like drowned or it's dying. Just see to the numbers, man. Numbers speaks for themselves. Like the recent participation in the contest during the end year or during the like end weekend, like year end weekend was huge. I don't want to discuss the problems except for two problems I would say, and this was a way too controversial contest, like way too controversial contest. A glimpse of it. I'm just showing a glimpse and nothing else. Just see this. And this is always has been the case with me. Like whenever I've achieved some good rating, basically, or just broken the norm of any broken the norm of my rating. Like okay, this is my highest rating now. This has increased. It has always happened in a controversial contest. I don't know what this is feeling because I'm on the edge of it. This has gone good for me, but now it will be unrated because so much controversy is going on. So the controversy was to the problem coordinators as far as what I could comprehend from all the chats that were going. The one thing because we are here for the weekly rundown, I am here to suggest problems. The problem I would like to suggest is basically B, I would say, first of all. Then C, if you are into constructives, because like you just have to write the constructive and you will be able to come up with something. I know this, you are all smart. So C, D, leave it. You don't want this problem in your future. You don't want this problem in your online assessment. You don't want this problem anywhere. D is just a bullshit problem. And for people who came first or like solved this problem very fast, like you are really nerds or basically fools. I don't know what to call you. E is a very very beautiful good problem. It has something to do with a game, my life, that is trees and graphs. Yeah, I exaggerated it, but yes, it's very like I would say a good problem because it not only involves trees and graphs, it involves greedy on that. It involves something known as getting a maximum value, and most basically, it involves something like techniques, like to call Euler tool or flattening of tree. And this is a nice technique. You should be aware of this if you are going into the more depth into the trees and graph problem. But definitely, if you are not up to that level that you can't even write good TFS with good TFS double quotes, I mean that you should be able to do the thing which I told you, like chef and tag problem of Codechef, which I just showed you. That problem you should be able to do it easily. Then you should move to E, because otherwise you will just scare yourself and run from trees and grass, which are not so difficult according to me. Yeah, so please, like it has many concepts. This problem has many concepts of trees and graph, and has a very beautiful solution. I haven't haven't solved it now, and because I had to make the video, because also I will definitely doing the weekly rundown, so I need to be keep updated with these week contests as well. So I just need to get these out of like get these out of the track. So I'm doing the video right now, and what I can discuss is, and this problem has good mathematics, LCM and GCD. You should try this problem. This problem will hardly take you 10 minutes. If you are not able to solve in 10 minutes, definitely go for the tutorial. You won't be able to solve it according to me. This problem can take 30 minutes, that is for sure. Like not more than 30 minutes this problem should take. This problem, you don't need to attend this problem. Yeah, I can vouch for that. This problem can take, I would say, 2 hours. Yeah, that's the bare minimum I can say. Like I don't know, but it seems to be 2 hours problem because a lot of greed is involved. And yeah, it's the most controversial problem, the edge problem. I was actually attempting edge. If I can show you, I would definitely show you actually. I would show you a Codeforces. Which problem is this? Which contest is this? It is 9161916. Okay, yeah, see, I was definitely attempting H1, and yeah, I will just open H1, and I was very near as well. Like I wrote the equation which was required, equation of like prime numbers and some rank of a matrix or some linear algebra thing. I was very close to p to the power something something n p to the power j. I was very close to that thing, but what I like missed was, like I didn't know what to keep the modulo thing. because I'm not that much good in mathematics, because it required a particular thing in the modulo which was very simple, but it was not very intuitive to me. So that's why I was not able to get the sample cases passed, but the problem was very easy. And now I tell you why it was easy, because it's a classic problem. Just you if you just google the sequences, like the answer to the sequence, if you just google this and on OIES, which is a world of or Wikipedia of sequences, you will exactly get the mathematical formula of solving this problem. So yeah, now you're getting why it was so, why there are so many solutions. Like it is a waste of problem, easily available on Google. This was like the formula was available on Google, and if you know modulus and mathematics, like modulus operations of C++ or any other language, like if you are familiar with modulus operation, you are good to go for this problem. Next is there was a controversy about F problem, which was Googleable according to some of the peers. Like I don't know, because I just saw this problem and I just got scared. Like I didn't even read this problem. Next is G problem had debate in it, because there were a lot of controversies that the solution given by the author is not correct. So yeah, this was most controversial contest. And the goodbye, which was supposed to be the best contest of the year, or not the best, but best contest of at least December, so that we can end on a like a nice way. We can end 2023. It literally ruined. Though I have got update in my rating, I can. I've at one point of time I was also convinced that okay, it can be unrated. I don't want this rating which has so much controversy. Plus, I also don't want this rating which like means nothing. Like I have learned nothing. It was just a waste of contest for me. Yeah, I can rant more, but okay, this is it. Like this is it. And I would what I can say that yeah, like I tried a new thing basically of giving you a glimpse of what has happened the all week, we known as weekly rundown. And don't forget to like and subscribe, I would say. And like you will never thrilling, there will be more thrilling episodes of weekly rundown in the next week. I would try to, whenever I would try, I have time, I will definitely make weekly rundown, so that you can get a glimpse of what's happening in the competitive world, programming world, and what's all beautiful contents that are being made and presented before us, and beautiful new problems if you can try out what's better than this in terms of practice. And contests are important, we should give contests if we are like competitive programmers are watching it. So contest is the only way to improve, I would say. Yeah, practice is there, but what's better than practice is contest, because it helps you solve problems in a particular time. And that time restriction helps you to think more, improve your intuitiveness. And the next thing is upsolving. So yeah, so basically I want to say that whether you are a seasoned coder looking to sharpen your skills, or a beginner like eager to unravel the secrets of competitive programming, the series is tailored for you, I would say. And we will explore the strategies, unravel the complexities, and celebrate the triumphs of brilliant minds who actually participated in this contest. Like I know, I haven't shown the standings, but standings you can easily view. I know you can Google up things. So like, yeah. So until next time, happy coding. And I would just take a bye from all of you. Like it was nice interacting, like presenting the weekly rundown, I would say, at the last. Yeah, thank you.